Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to 2A News Now. I appreciate everybody that takes time watching my videos, as well as I appreciate everybody's support with the channel. For the past 4 years, we've dealt with Democrats in Congress trying to pass as many gun control bills as they could. But starting on Monday, things will start to change. Of course, Democrats will still propose gun control laws, but they're lucky they'll even make it to the floor to be voted on, since we'll have a Republican president and a Republican majority in the House and the Senate. And we all know that the Supreme Court should have ruled a long time ago the states shouldn't be able to ban any types of firearms at all. But since the Supreme Court is holding back on that, we have a Republican congresswoman, and ironically from the state of New York, who has just introduced a bill called the Second Amendment Guarantee Act. In short, it's called the SAGA Act, and the bill would prohibit states from enacting bans on the sale, manufacture, importation, and possession of any firearm. I repeat, any firearm not prohibited under federal law. And since she's a Republican congresswoman from New York, the SAGA Act is kind of her response to New York's 2013 SAFE Act. And if this bill passes, it would strike down every assault weapons ban in the country. Sounds good to me. What about you? The name of the congresswoman that proposed this bill is Claudia Tenney, and as I mentioned, she's a Republican from New York. She said New York's SAFE Act is unconstitutional and wants to pass the SAGA Act to protect citizens' Second Amendment rights. The SAGA Act nullifies New York's unconstitutional SAFE Act and prevents other states from enacting laws that violate the Second Amendment. This legislation upholds our country's founding principle of protecting the rights of law-abiding Americans, even from liberal states, with anti-gun policy. And one of the first co-sponsors of the bill happens to be another Republican congressman from New York, and his name is Nick Langworthy. And in his press release he said, no matter how hard liberal Democrats in Albany attempt to limit lawful gun ownership, the New York congressional delegation will stand firm to protect law-abiding New Yorkers and manufacturers in protecting their Second Amendment rights. And of course, a bill like this, the votes will probably go along party lines. And if the Supreme Court doesn't do their job, then this SAGA Act bill should be moved to the top of the stack of bills for the Republicans in Congress, especially now that the big thing lately is the anti-gunners trying to ban semi-automatic firearms. There are at least 10 states that have some sort of bans on firearms. A lot of them are what they call assault weapons bans. And like I said, if the Supreme Court doesn't do their job, this bill definitely will do the job. I think you all will agree this is the right time for a bill like this to be passed in Congress, to make it so no state in the United States of America can't ban any firearms at all, except for the ones that are prohibited by federal law. I think you all would agree with that. It definitely is time. And since this was only introduced on Wednesday, it'll take a little while to move through Congress. But of course, there's going to be a lot of new bills that will have to take priority. Anything to do with the border, and most likely the economy, and the mess that is going on overseas. But they definitely should vote on this sometime this year. And the sooner the better. It's time to put a stop to these Democrat-run states banning as many firearms as they can, just because of a few that use firearms in their crimes. They want to punish everybody, which means the law-abiding citizens who just want to protect themselves and their families and their property, and to have a choice of what type of firearm to use. Our federal government nor state governments should be able to make a choice what type of firearm we can own. And it's time to do that this year. We're sick and tired of the bullshit, and the Second Amendment Guarantee Act needs to be passed as soon as possible. And as you can see, this is a huge deal. And like I said earlier, once Donald Trump and the rest of Congress get all this other stuff taken care of this year, they need to focus on this bill. There shouldn't be an everyday fight to protect a constitutional right. I'd really like to hear from all of you what you think about this new bill in the comment section. And if you enjoy videos like this, and also if you want to help the channel out and help it to continue to grow, all I ask for you to do is just take a few seconds of your time to like, share, and subscribe, and hit those post notifications, as well as, like I said, leave a comment in the comment section. and I'd be very grateful if you did so. And also don't forget to let your friends, your family, and your coworkers know about the channel if you haven't done so already. And I invite all of you to come back and watch my next video.